I'm running our music again, you can't hear this. And we can just do our intro all over again. I mean, not really, because we're already into this, and whoever's watching is watching, whatever. But I'm going to do it. Hi, and welcome to an unusually weird and mystical version of Spill the Tea, the show for British expats and all those that love all things British. I am Ian. Oh, that way.
And I am Sam. Oh, second. Let me see if I need to adjust myself a little bit here. There we go. I think that might be better. I am Sam, and today's show, if we haven't already given you a laugh, then I don't know if we ever will be able to. But today's show, of course, we're going to talk about what's going on around the world, and we'd like to get some feedback from our British expats and Anglophiles of how COVID-19 is affecting your lives. But we're also going to talk about some uplifting things. We are going to have a laugh, and I don't think anyone should feel guilty about using humour at this time to cope, especially Brits. That's our lifeblood. Humour is our lifeblood, isn't it, Ian?
Clearly, and that was freaking hilarious at the front there. But you know what? If you could see what I've got set up here, it's nothing like we have at the studio. Of course, Show Creator Studios is closed as per our instructions from... Well, I mean, we'd want to do it anyway at this point. But, our governor did actually invite all businesses to close down. That's the polite way of putting it.
Yes, that's right.
And so, we're doing this. So yes, I have a little mishmash of technology here, which looks like now it's working, and it would only it's you know what, it's part of the process. The only thing is now though, this particular stream is not being shared out to anywhere because I haven't had a chance to share it. So if you are watching, which isn't many of you,
yes,
which it wouldn't be because usually we share it out to about 30 or 40 places before the show. If you have a chance to share it, that would be fantastic, just to help us out. Yeah, I'll try and get to do that during the show as well. So I'm going to actually have to probably ask Sam to talk a little bit during the show, which I know is really hard for her to do.
It's so difficult for me.
It really is. But look at you. You've got your own
things to say.
You've got like this recording studio set up there, and everything's everything was very official, and I've got a room which I very hastily turned into my home office now that I'm working from home, and even found something British over here to be able to.
It's a little thematic. I love it.
Yeah, well, yeah, and actually I only put this up here yesterday. But I hung it really low because, let's face it, at the end of the day, that's too low on the wall for normal stuff. But for this, it's right. So
it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
I put holes in the wall to benefit our show.
Oh, your mum said, by the way, Ian, she said, just to let you know, I'm fine, and she's watching the show.
Yeah.
Who else is on here? We got Dan.
Dan actually tuned in late, so he didn't actually know about anything at the beginning of the show. So as far as he's concerned, everything's perfect. Is what it is.
Everything looks... It is what it is.
Mike in Greece is watching. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Or as I like to call him, Cuz. Love to know how things are going over there in Greece. So let us know, Mike, what's happening there. Cammy's been our remote technician for us today. Travis is on. He's actually watching for a change rather than sitting in this chair and trying to...
He's probably laughing his little pants.
Of course he is. He was texting me as well, but still, we'll get there. And then we've got...
Eileen's on here as well. Steve. Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Jenny's on. That's great. That's Amanda's mum.
That's great.
Who did I see here that was on? Who's watching from Seattle? I saw somebody was... Oh, there we go. Robin. Hey, Robin, watching from Seattle. Hope everything's doing great up there. It's working now, I know. So anyway, all right, now I can relax, and the cat has joined me. You can't, I don't know if you can see him. You can't actually, but my cat,
I heard him earlier.
There he
scratching.
is. Can you see him?
My
there
two
he
little
is.
monkeys are running around.
They are.
They're running around the house. Who even knows what they're up to? I have no idea, but
yeah, maybe
it's
not.
good as long as they're not barking during the show.
So we have an additional co-host here.
Yeah,
he's
I love it.
He's going to hang out with us.
One of mine has just shown up. Let me see if I can bring him on camera for a second.
So these are officially our guests today because this clearly was enough technology to be having to deal with today for us to be able to do another guest of sorts. So instead, we have two fur babies. One who can't stay awake apparently back here. And your one, look at
That's Mr. Twix.
I thought it was Jim
he's
for a
crazy
minute.
Wild. All my dogs are named after chocolate. So we've had Galaxy, Cadbury, Mr. Twix, Miss Thornton, as in Thornton's Continentals, and this is the one I found in the desert. This is the one I chased for 6 hours and finally caught him in my high heels, no less. I've got skills.
You do.
I've got mad skills. He's not going to stay up here for much longer, I don't
No,
think.
probably not. I wouldn't have thought.
So is everyone else at home with their pets as well? You should post the pictures in the comments if you can. Can they still post on the live pictures on the live? Or that's just a normal
now
post,
you're just asking me to... Hold on, let me try and do the comment thing, because I can do that through here.
Well, I think a lot of people this week are trying to take their businesses online, and Zoom has been an app that a lot of people have downloaded and started to use. Now, my sister... Oh, he's wiggling. He's off. My sister, like I told you last week, she is a self-employed fitness instructor, and she teaches all over Sheffield, but her venues started closing down. So she took everything online, did the first one yesterday. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because you need people to turn their mics off so you don't hear what they're up to.
Right.
But it was quite funny. But I did see online a Zoom, I laughed so hard, a Zoom meeting where someone didn't think they could be heard or seen. And she went to the toilet.
Nice. That's what you want.
And you saw everybody's faces go, oh, everyone said, what did you see? And they went, oh, nothing. But she had put the phone down and sat on the toilet. So here's a tip. If you're using Zoom, you have the choice to turn your audio off and your video as well. And if you don't want to be seen having a wee, then make sure you turn them off. That's my top tip for the day.
That's definitely a good tip. Now, I asked Mike what's going on in Greece. I think, there we go. Greece is very proactive. We're all on lockdown. You can go out for essentials, but you have to text the police beforehand.
Really?
That's crazy.
Just to make sure that you're supposed to be out and about.
Yeah.
Whoa. I know in Spain, my mom's having to travel when they go out for food and the chemist, they have to take their passports.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do have to take the passports and show that. And they ask them a bunch of questions. Of course, you don't go in the chemist. There's just a table there, and you tell them what you've come for, and they go and grab it.
Yeah.
And they've extended their lockdown for another 3 weeks in Spain.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, and Mike's then saying he says it's okay he's on a small island, but it takes a bit longer in Athens. So that's the update from Greece. Thanks, Mike. We appreciate that. Stephen's on with us today. He says, finally got my work authorization card after 7 months on the first day of business closures. Well done, Steve. Well, at least you got it. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What I think is going to have to happen, because
never has that been the right. That got overplayed, but now it's actually coming back around, I'd say.
It should be keep calm, stay at home, drink some tea. That's what that should be. But I think a lot of businesses are taking their business online. I say Zoom's a popular app that people are downloading. And I do think that people, for example, I think hairdressers, stylists are going to have to do tutorials on how to cut your fringe. Because no one's going to get the haircut. All of that's closed. And you're going to have some kind of tutorials. I mean, you've seen the ones online. They cut them and they're up here.
Well, yeah.
I don't to that.
Well, I'm all right, because Amanda used to be way back in the 1800s. She used to do hair. So in our immediate circle, it's fine. So she might end up
powdered wig.
She might end up going back into that business. Now I've let people know.
She'll have to wear a hazmat suit and cut your hair with those big gloves.
Yeah, like Edward Scissorhands. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking, I've got a dog that I have to get groomed every 6 weeks. Now I'm thinking, I'm going to have to, I've got some tools at home, but I'm going to need a tutorial, at the very least, to cut the fur on his feet and around his face, which is going to be, can you even imagine?
He'll be fine. I know he'll be mortified and embarrassed, but I'm sure he'll get over it if it's not great. It'll look like I cut it with a knife and fork, I am sure of that. But I can see those kind of tutorials coming online for people. Yeah.
How to, keep yourself well groomed, or maybe you don't want to,
or not. Well,
maybe you
and actually, that's an interesting point. There's a couple of things that I came across. Obviously, right now most of us, a lot of us are pretty much kind of housebound. Some of us are enjoying that for right now. We don't know how long it's going to go on for. But, and I'm sure you've got something on this, Sam, is that the things that you can do to really kind of just keep above the line, just make sure that you kind of keep some routine in your life. And there's this article that I saw, which is basically 12 intentional actions to choose happiness every day. Now, it's not specifically relative to our situation right now, but I thought a lot of them really were applicable. So I'll just kind of run through them very quickly. First of all, count your blessings. There's enough things out there today that we can be not so happy about, but let's know what we have and celebrate those things. Carry a smile. Let's find somewhere to find some levity in this. Some
joy.
Exactly. Yeah. Speak daily affirmations into your life. Again, I think that kind of comes back to the whole, counting your blessings and everything else. Wake up. Well, it says wake up on your terms, but in this particular case, I think, a lot of us are not working right now. But I'm still setting my alarm. I'm still. I had a few days where I was just like, whatever. But now I'm back on to getting up when I should do, and before actually, and really creating that routine in the morning. Hold back a complaint. It says again, we got a ton of those, and in fact, I think the whole topic at this point is really. I mean, we are saturated with it. It's not like we can't tell you anything that's going on because we all know what's going on, unless you live under a rock, and in which case you're not watching this show anyway. So, it really is just one of those things that you
may not think they're important. These are the kind of things that I do on a daily basis. But they do work. They're very simple. Everyone can do them, and it helps you calm down.
Right.
And everybody's reacting differently. I mean, you can take it very seriously and still be calm. And I think that's the best way to tackle anything. Like you said, the routine is key. A routine, and I think for anyone that works from home, we all know that that's really important. It feels structured. You feel like you've got purpose, and at the end of your work day, you close it down. Now, whether your work day is organizing your house, doing your gardening, repairing stuff, that can be your work day.
Yeah.
But, I think taking advantage of the time that you generally don't have, and it will fill your day.
That's right.
It will definitely.
Well, it says here, accomplish one important task. I mean, even if it's just one thing that it's around the house or whatever it might be, at least kind of feel like you've knocked something off a list so that. And I know a lot of us out there are really busy anyway, so I'm not saying you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff to do. I think everybody's houses are going to be clean and they're going to be upgraded and all those little, assuming you're not going to be able to get out to the or that you will run the gauntlet and go out to the hardware store. My Home Depot
is open
runs.
though.
No, it is open, but at the same time it feels like you want to limit the amount of times it's got to that point. I mean, what a difference a week makes.
Well, truly, it has. I mean, last week we were talking about low numbers who are positive in Nevada, and now we're at 270 something, and 4 people have lost their lives. So within a week, and I think we're at the point where England was a couple of weeks ago, and then Spain, where we're going to start to see things explode, and then you've really got to be mindful and honestly just go out for the things that you need to do and use that 6-foot rule. It's just so important. I looked at a video from Italy in one of the hospitals, and the title was "Everyone Dies Alone," because if you're ill, you're not getting visitors. So just that was sobering in itself. And I think if everybody, follows it, it's the simple steps, but follow the steps. Yesterday, we walked our dogs because we're allowed to walk our dogs. We're just round the perimeter of the park. Now, they've taken, looks like yellow crime scene tape around the actual swings and roundabouts and whatever. Yet, there were tons of kids out, tons of families out, people playing football, people were playing basketball, and the dog park, I'm sorry, was ridiculous. everybody was just the next. That I just don't understand that at all, because you're putting other people at risk. Forget whether you think you're going to get it or not. You're putting other people at risk. But I couldn't believe it.
Right.
I was just shaking my head yesterday. I thought, come on, people, take it seriously. But I think, valuing your life and the lives of your family and your friends. Do not get together with your family members unless you actually live with them. You should not be visiting family at all, because that poor New York family, 7 of them got sick and 4 of them passed away. And that is beyond tragic. So, it's, I say every day is changing. I say Spain, they got an extra 3 weeks. Just trying to keep my mum going. Every day the whole family gets on Messenger. And if you don't know this, on Facebook Messenger, you can actually click the video and do a video call with everyone who's on the message. So there were the whole family was on there, from Spain to England. I mean, fantastic and fun. And we had a good laugh, and it's about keeping everybody's spirits up. We're talking about when we do our big family reunion, when all this is over, what the kind of stuff we're going to do. So I think connecting with your family and friends that way is brilliant. I mean, I'm seeing loads of Zoom happy hours. I've seen people celebrate their birthdays through Zoom and everybody having a drink.
Yeah, some of our friends here are actually doing a crappy hour with their family, which is on Zoom, and I got to join in with that the other day, which was kind of fun. So that's kind of like a daily thing. If you can do, they do that at 6 p.m. every day, so it's kind of a nice thing to look forward to.
Yeah,
and if you are just joining us, I did just take that opportunity while you were sharing that to share the stream back out to the groups, the great groups that carry our show on their Facebook pages and in their groups. So if you're just joining us, we did have a couple of technicals at the front end of the show because we are doing it from our remote locations today. And so welcome, thanks for joining us. I think we're on right now. It's definitely a make it up as you go along kind of show because we don't have Travis with us today. And really, it's not like we have a big production crew, but it's just not appropriate for us to be down at the studio at this point. So we're at home.
But we're going to keep this going, and we want to hear what everyone's up to. What are you doing now that you haven't done in forever? Or what are you doing now that you've never done before? I mean, are you baking bread because you can't find baked bread? I mean, what are you doing? Give us some ideas so we can share them with everybody. I think music's a brilliant thing, don't you, Ian? So many people in Vegas are doing lives. It's brilliant.
They are.
There's a concert every night, I think.
Yeah. Well,
online.
That's right. I mean, and they're doing them from home. I mean, we were at one point thinking about doing it from the studio. I think I mentioned it last week, actually. But it's just not viable. It's just, again, things have changed and moved so quickly around here that it's kind of just, it's crazy. So we'll defer that one and let performers do it in the safety of their own home and not necessarily in a public venue, which could be risky to everyone involved. Yeah,
I've watched something every single night this week. And talking of watching stuff online or on telly, because, we're all changing how we do things. Ant and Dec, they have their Saturday night takeaway show. Well, of course, they're not using audiences. It's too risky to have people in a confined space. But what they did is they took to the stage on Saturday night for their famous Saturday night takeaway. And it was a little bit different, of course, because of coronavirus. And they've, stopped filming with people in the audience. Anyway, they have had the most amazing figures. It just skyrocketed. They had 9.5 million viewers watch their show without an audience. And we know as performers, having an audience is what you feed off, and it can feel very weird without one. A rehearsal is very different from a performance, when there's people in front of you. But 9.5, their highest ratings with an audience have been 11.1. So again, they're adapting.
I think we all know this. There's going to be a lot of changes that are probably going to carry on beyond this whole situation, and people will make career changes. There'll be technology changes, even maybe the way people interact with stuff. I mean, if they're able to do shows like that, then
yeah.
I mean, it was never. I mean, the live audience doesn't make a huge difference to television, and of course they are big names. But at the same time. That makes a big difference. My co-host over here has fallen asleep.
Oh, how cute!
Bless
Tell
him.
everybody the name. Tell everybody the name of your cat.
My cat's name is Kevin. Kevin the cat.
I love it.
And
I just love it.
He's
Carol says
15.
she's been baking, and Sue is going to start quilting and researching her family tree. That I think is a fabulous idea. Just to research your family tree. I love that idea.
That is a good idea.
Ooh, I'm loving this. What other ideas have we got? I mean, I've been gardening, but I garden anyway at this time of year anyway, but I thoroughly enjoy gardening. It's very therapeutic for me. I cleaned my pantry last night. Ugh, boring, but at least I know what I've got.
Well, exactly.
Have you been doing your Airstream, Ian? Have you
yes. I mean, I have. And I for those that don't know, I bought just before all this started happening. I bought a 1976 31-foot Airstream. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, it was before all this kicked off. But I have to say, oh man, I think we may have frozen up again.
Did we freeze? Oh, I look like I've got my mouth wide open. I'm going to eat a biscuit. Let us know if you can hear us. If you're experiencing both audio and video. Are we frozen?
We shouldn't have done.
Oh, no, we're back. Looks like we're back.
We are. I actually took Travis's advice and did a quick rebroadcast, so I think we're actually all right. Did we get away with that one?
When it freezes, oh my gosh, you're doing ridiculous things, aren't you, with your face?
Well, yeah, I can't help my face. It's the one my mother gave me, so you know. But anyway, so I was saying I got this Airstream. That's why it locked up. Nobody's like, oh, I can't hear about that. But basically, I'm gutting this Airstream, and it's given me a lot more time to be able to do that now. But which is great. But again, it means running to Home Depot and holding my breath as I go in there and running around. Yeah. You
start to realize how many things you touch, and how many times you touch your face. You start to get into a mode of becoming aware of that. It's a bit mortifying, really.
Right.
But people are changing how they do business. You can do your fitness from home. You can learn a new skill by just going on YouTube. I go there for everything. Even things to fix the car, where Jim will say, oh, that's going to be a big job. And I go on YouTube. I'm like, no, I found a video. We can do it ourselves.
Yeah, right, exactly. Who we got here? We got Carol says, so nice you're on. We've been baking to keep busy. Now, that's a good thing. And Sue is joining us from Orlando. She says, I'm going to start quilting and research from... Oh, yes, one you said. You said that already, so we've seen that one.
Yeah, I love that idea.
And Sandy was saying the first few days I was sort of paralyzed. Now I'm attacking the house, sorting all the stuff out I needed to do. Yeah, that's really very much the case.
Well, I've got a couple of examples of things you can do. There are some free online classes, and there are 450 Ivy League courses. And actually... Eve, our BFF, she posted this. There are 450 Ivy League courses you can take online right now for free. And I signed up for some. And it's entirely free. We'll put these links up for everybody. But, hey, if you've got time on your hands and you want to get some classes under your belt, it's brilliant. Here's another thing. For all of you that you're either amateur or you want to be able to sing or you're professionals, there's the Great British Home Chorus that you can join online. So Gareth Malone announced a new initiative to bring together both amateur and professional performers around the country as we embark on the next stage of the COVID-19 breakout and further day-to-day social distancing. So the Great British Home Chorus aims to give everyone the opportunity to contribute their voices and instruments to an ambitious digital music project conceived in the light of many closures to communal rehearsal spaces nationwide. And what you'll do is you'll log on, and again, we'll put these links up. You log on and you join in, and they have rehearsals. I love it. I mean, I really think this is a great thing. And, you know, music and singing makes you feel good. It just does.
It does.
And I think more and more people need to get involved in that kind of thing. So I thought that was great.
Yeah.
there's also, this is happening in Scotland. This is great. This is a corner shop in Scotland who are helping out pensioners and people who are vulnerable. And one lady said, I met a pensioner outside a supermarket and she was really upset. She couldn't get any hand wash because the youngsters were stockpiling them. So this Scottish corner shop is giving out coronavirus kits to the elderly and vulnerable. They include a mask, hand wash, and wipes. They've made over 200 kits and they're giving them out, 2,000 kits, sorry, and they're giving them out to the elderly and the vulnerable. And I just think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
because when you can't get hold of stuff and you're frightened to actually come out as well, we've got to make some provisions. And I'm glad to see the supermarkets are opening up first in the morning for that demographic of people.
Right.
But I thought it was lovely, absolutely lovely. And the shop owner, she said, people are asking her for her autograph because they think they're heroes. Absolutely love that. I think it's just, oh, hello. I just think that if we know that this old coronavirus spreads quickly, but so does kindness.
Yeah.
And I think being kind, kindness is magic. And if you've not, and I got that line from Derek with Ricky Gervais's show. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a brilliant show. And kindness is magic is one of the lines in the show itself. But kindness is magic, makes you feel good, and makes the person you're helping out feel good as well. So I think doing as much of that as you can. I mean, I've talked to my neighbours. They're all elderly, all my neighbours. None of them are panicking, by the way. Not at all.
Right.
They haven't panic bought. They spend most of the time at home anyway, but I checked on them. I'd need anything, let me know. I think I'm going to bake bread for them.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I do like a bit of baking, and I did manage to get my hands on some flour. So I think I might just bake some bread, take some bread round. And another thing I thought of doing was I was talking to our friend Will Edwards. He works for 3 Square, and he was telling me the other day that they've got distribution centres all over the city. 3 Square is essentially a food bank of. It's just huge, epic proportions. It's just so huge at operation. Anyway, he said they have so much food that they're diverting it to other charities as well. But all you have to do at their main location is you drive up, you open your boot, they put the food in, you drive off.
Right.
And you can get yourself some essentials. So I may go and do that for my neighbours if they need something.
Yeah.
I'll go down and pick up stuff for them. Because it'll help them out, in a big way.
Right.
It'll help them out monetarily wise as well. So, but the distribution centres, there are so many all over the city. You just need to go to their website, 3square.com, and then it's on the first page. Great. But that's an amazing operation. I've never seen anything so massive and with so many programs, from feeding kids in school, feeding kids on the weekend that don't get food when they go home from school, the elderly over 60s program where they deliver food. It's just amazing. But I think a lot of the hotels are donating because, of course, they've got food in storage that they're not going to be using now that they're closed down.
Right. No, that's right.
I drove down the strip the other day.
Yeah, I did too. It's so bizarre, isn't it? It's like a movie set. It's just empty.
Yes, it's like a movie set. And if you don't know, all Vegas casinos and hotels are closed. The police are in front. Security's out. Jim is going to take the opportunity to bike down there because you'd never be able to do that any other time. His friends did it this past weekend. But you know what was interesting was when there aren't people around, you notice more things. You notice more buildings. And we drove up through Chinatown. That was deserted. It was strange. I kept thinking, I've never seen that before.
I think we...
but it was very...
We froze again for a second, but I think we're still on.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I think we're still going.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, someone just said we're frozen again. I think we... Did we just skip a beat?
Yeah, I think we skipped a beat.
You know what? If you don't know this about your taxes in the States, obviously it's been pushed back to June. But you can still file now and get your refund. If you need your cash, you can still file it right now, but it has been extended.
Right.
What other changes have there been that we've had to adopt?
At this point, it's kind of like everything's changed. I mean, obviously, everybody's being able to talk to their mortgage broker, mortgage companies, their car loans, whatever. I mean, I think everybody's going to be open to putting the brakes on that. But, obviously that doesn't go away either. So we've got to think about when things get back online.
No.
Everyone's really like, great, now I've got even these bigger payments to make. But, it's not like nobody can really just take advantage of this. So they'll have to figure it out somehow. I think what the UK did this last week with the 80% for employees is really, really impressive. Hold on.
Yeah, I was blown away by that.
Wait.
So what else is everyone else doing? I'm just scrolling by. Mike says he's got to file his taxes. Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, by the way, our friend Dan Burke,
yes.
British Taxi. This week not this week. It was about 10 days ago. Their little dog, teddy bear, went missing. They were away in I think they said Mexico, celebrating their anniversary, and his dog went missing while they were away. And I think it was either the 9th or the 10th day, because I kept sharing it out because I couldn't. I love it. He looks giant on the screen.
He does. Well, on your screen,
do you know what he looks like? On the goodies, when the kitten's on the top of the building.
Now you're going back some.
I'm going back. I'm going way back. So anyway, we just kept sharing and just in hopes that they'd find Teddy Bear. Well, they got a tip that he was probably on one of the golf courses not far from their house, and so they took off with a camera and videoed, and they found him, and it's all on video. And oh my gosh, I'm crying watching it. Craig Muren, our pension guy, he told me he was crying watching it. To see them, like him come out of this bush, and he was skinny but fine, and everybody's crying, Teddy Bear. Oh, I'm just like bawling my eyeballs out. And I was like, you know what? I'm so glad to see a happy story. No one wants to lose their pets. It's just, I mean, after 9 days, what's even going through your mind at that point? But love the video. We'll share it because the whole video is very positive, and I think we need a lot more of that, don't we?
Exactly. So the other thing, just to take us off topic for a second, is there's like National Whatever Day. I keep looking down here because you're down here, but I really should be looking.
I think there's one every day, isn't there?
There is, and there's actually a website to tell you what day that is. So today, just so you know, it's International Day for Achievers. Now, I'm not sure what we've been achieving much today. It's been not very high achieving, but that's what it is. It's also National Agricultural Day. It's National Cheesesteak Day. So if you've got cheese and you got steak,
you can rustle it up.
Yeah. It's National Chocolate Covered Raisin Day. Yeah, I know. Don't even. It's National Cocktail Day.
Oh, well, that's the better one.
It is.
Much better.
It is.
I mean, we're not really drinking tea, are we, Ian?
No, not really. And
maybe a G&T, maybe.
Right, and just to bookend all those other niceties, it's also National Diabetes Association Alert Day, which would make sense if you've got National Cheesesteak Day, Raisin Day, and Cocktail Day on the same day as your Diabetes Day. So...
Do you know all you do to have your own national day is you submit it to that calendar?
Is that it?
Yeah, you can submit it to the calendar.
Can we have National Spill the Tea Day?
Oh, yes,
we should.
Can.
We should.
Let's do it. We'll just apply for it.
Yeah.
It's also.
Didn't Boston already do that once?
Yeah, I think they did. Also, I don't know if you know this. When when people get a proclamation,
right,
and it's blah 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 day. I can say this for Nevada. You just apply for that too. It doesn't cost anything.
So all these people who get their official days, they're not necessarily the city is awarding them. They're just asking for it.
They can either ask for them or someone can ask on behalf of someone else as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So...
I gotcha. Come here.
He's cracking me up. Kevin is like... He likes the camera. He's looking good.
Oh, God, he's so heavy.
I think he's as big as my Mr. Twix. What does he weigh?
He's about... Well, he's big boned. No, he's probably about 16 pounds. But he's
not far off Mr. Twix.
But he's 15. He's coming up 15. He's hanging in there.
Is he 15?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know he was that age. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
He wants to be.
I tell you something. Having pets does help you feel more relaxed. Well, unless they're chewing up your shoes.
Well, there's that.
You know, I've had a couple of them. I had a lovely pair of Carlos Santana shoes. It was when I first found Twix. And I saw him with them. And I ran over and managed to get them out. Oh, they look okay. Then I turned around, looked at the heels. Customized.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
So
customized. That's
customized.
the way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, send your shoes to me. I'll have them customized them for you.
Perfect.
But yeah, your pets do, make you feel a lot better. But it's an opportunity if you're at home, though, if you've got dogs, train your dogs. You can do some enrichment with them. And there's a great page on Facebook called Canine Enrichment. That's it. Games, and you know what? They started putting up games and things that would keep your dogs interested with toilet roll, the middle of the toilet rolls, which people are going to have tons of them, aren't they? I know.
Well,
I know.
I think probably at this point, I've been a little kind of distracted on today's show just because I've had to be dealing with all this kind of fun stuff.
You've had to be a bit of an optimist,
I have,
haven't
but
you?
I think this is probably going to be our routine for a few weeks. So
it will be.
But this time next week, we'll I'll make sure that I'm a little less stressed and that as Mike says, that Kevin's checked all the connections to make sure it's working. But for a first try, we did all right. We didn't do too bad. But I think
Linda was asked.
Yeah.
Linda was saying. Sorry to interrupt. Linda was saying that she's had to cancel her Vegas trip. Of course, she's a big fan of Daniel Emmett.
Yes, that's right. Of course, he was supposed to be doing some shows.
Yeah. Oh,
exactly. So with that, now I've got to try and figure out how we get us out of this flipping show. And
it's called just pull the plug on it.
Yeah, and I think if not, I think the cat's trying to tell me that he's just chewing the cables.
Oh, he's so cute. It's ridiculous.
I don't even know what he's doing. But anyway, guys,
ridiculous.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, we're not going to go away. We're going to stay here every single week until we can get back in that studio. And
it'll be more like a show next time, I think.
Yeah, and we want to keep everybody connected and try and lift everybody's spirits. And I think keep our sense of humour.
We will.
At this time, because it does make you feel a lot better when you have a good old laugh. And stay in touch with us because we're going to keep spilling the tea. So
we
thanks
will.
for being with us today.
Look, I haven't even started the thing yet because I have control. Usually it's Travis has control, but I am starting it now.
Oh, he's cutting me off.
No, there it is. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next week. Hopefully it'll be a little different, but stay safe.